If I didn't reach out for help, I probably would have shot myself. My name's Ray Dixon, and a couple of months ago, I found myself in a very dark place. I felt like life wasn't worth living anymore. I was going through a lot of pain. I held my gun to my head several nights and was fully intending on shooting myself, and for whatever reason didn't. Then on the third night, I was resolved that I was going to do it. And then I heard two voices in my head. One was saying, "Go ahead, Ray, do it, do it." And I know that was Satan. And the other voice was saying, "Son, you know better than that. I'm here for you. Come to me." And so I didn't shoot myself. God's voice won out. I came to my doctor's the next day, and he prayed with me and talked with me. And I said, "Do you mind if I called Pastor Jeremy? He's my good friend and pastor." And he said, "No, that's not a problem." I called Pastor Jeremy, and he came over to the doctor's office, and we talked for probably half hour, 45 minutes. Of course, it was very emotional for me. It was a hard thing to do, but I did it because I wanted to figure out a way to not kill myself. And he talked to me about how I am a strong person made in the image of God, and that I'm a masterpiece in God's eyes, and that I do have purpose and all. I don't feel like I had purpose or able to help people or do anything worthwhile because of my disabilities. I have surgery coming up in January, and it's going to be a pretty daunting surgery, more so than any of my back surgeries. I have to be completely off my foot for 8 to 10 weeks. So I'm thinking, do I really want to go through all that? Because after that 8 to 10 weeks, they got to do a second surgery. And then I go through months of therapy and rehab. And I just think that's so long, so hard. Can I really do it? And that led me to feel like I wanted to end my life. But then I chose life. I went to the doctor. Jeremy came over, we talked, and we were praying. And he said to me, "I do have purpose. And even if it's just my children and my grandchildren, they need you. They are your purpose." About that time, there was a knock on the door, and the door opened, and it was my daughter with my youngest granddaughter. And I thought, wow. And my daughter and I talked with Pastor Jeremy, and she prayed for me. It was very powerful. She said, "Dad, I love you. We all love you, and we need you." I realized then that God had purpose for me. I now feel strongly that Jesus is the way, and forget what Satan says to you, because it's not right. I found Grace Church through Pastor Ernest Costello's last name. I knew his grandfather and his uncle back in the 90s. So I felt that God was leading me to this church, so I wanted to at least check it out. So I came on Easter, and I loved it. And I've been coming ever since. I went on the men's fishing trip. It was like a month and a half after I started here. And it was fantastic. I got to know the men, especially Pastor Jeremy, and I enjoyed it. We fished. We were fishers of fish. Now I want to be a fisher of men.